Centralized security logging, and centralized logging on the whole, because you want to be able to see all of what's going on your network. IPSs in particular are very weird because there is so much traffic coming across a packet and see if this packet is masquerading as some other packet. Because what will happen is today's thief will not send you a Trojan as a Trojan. He will send you a Trojan as a piece of mail, as a piece of returning web traffic. He will disguise it. And so your IPS can look inside packets and start to figure out what that's doing. And you need to know when somebody's trying to attack you. Okay? Regular physical checks of maintenance. Please do not leave your wiring cabinets unlocked. Okay? Somebody, a janitor, can take his laptop, take a network cable and plug straight into your switch in your wiring closet and be on your network. Alright? Physical security is making sure your wiring closets are locked, making sure your racks are locked, making sure that you have logs for who goes in and out of your network operating center, making sure you have video. Today, a customer asked me, is it safe to have these false walls for my data center, right? The false walls had fire retardant in them, but his concern was that someone would take a saw and try to saw in to the data center. Well, the fact of the matter is, putting concrete walls there doesn't stop someone from trying to get in. I mean, if they're determined, they'll bring a sledgehammer and get through your wall. What you need to have is video surveillance in your NOC. Because guess what? You need to see if somebody's breaking into your NOC. You need to see if someone is being mischievous and is in there and shouldn't be in there. And you need to have records for legal purposes and for real life purposes. Because guess what? We all know. You go to a person and you say, were you in the NOC? No, I wasn't in the NOC. Were you in the NOC? No, I didn't touch anything. I didn't change anything. I wasn't nowhere near the NOC. Pull up a video and say, but this is a picture of you in the NOC. Okay? And you have to be able to have that ability to do it because persons are going to lie.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Mm-hmm. So, and the big lock on the door.
Otherwise, go Liam.
That's physical security. Application security, I mean, they vary, but from a cyber perspective, email, content filtering, we don't want our people on Facebook, YouTube, porn sites, NASA games, and the rest of it all day. And guess what? If you leave them to their own devices, that's all they will be doing. I mean, I'm sorry. You provided them internet access, so now instead of getting work done, they're going to sit down there and play Angry Birds all day. Okay? You got they're productive. They need to be productive. You are paying them for a service. Okay? Spam filters to protect you, because for some reason when you tell users, please do not open emails that you don't know who they come from, that's an encouragement for them to open emails and they don't know who they come from. Then you get viruses on your network running rampant. Antiviruses, centralized management, centralized updates. This is all part of network security. Laptop hard drives should be encrypted. We are all now moving to mobile. I've worked for 6 companies. I've had a laptop given to me for the last 3 of them. And now you don't even get a workstation. As an IT professional, you hardly ever now get a workstation. You're given a laptop. And we're giving these laptops out to persons and they have company data on it. What happens if the laptop gets stolen or lost? And it happens. I have a friend who has lost 2 laptops. He hasn't lost them. Someone first broke into his house and stole one. Then someone broke into the back of his car and stole the other one.
You popular?
But
You know you got it.
Yeah.
But that's important because company data is on that. Somebody only wants to take it and sell it for a couple $100, whatever. But you can't always take a risk, because guess what? The more money your company makes, and I can speak to at least 3 guys in here who I know work for big time companies that make big time moolah, you know, And if someone internationally decides, I want to rip off these companies, they're going to start saying, can I get financial information or financial access via VPN from stealing these guys' laptops and making it look like, just trying to get a couple bucks to sell the laptop. This is why you gotta have encryption on your laptop. So if it gets stolen, they still can't get to the data. They gotta rock. They still have to pull out, and if you have both sets where you lock the hard drive and you lock the motherboard, they basically gotta rock. Okay? But you gotta protect yourself and your company. Change controls, which are important because you don't want people going on your network making changes. And we all work in environments where we have multiple people in the IT department, and sometimes we have multiple people who have access to the same equipment. I don't want to go and make a change and then have Paul not know what's happening. I'll give you a case in point. This happened to one of my customers last week. I got a call, customer told me, Javon, all my VPNs are down. So we spent an hour troubleshooting what the problem was, why their VPNs were down. Come to find out, the customer, the person I was talking to, their boss, went and changed the password on an account that was being used to authenticate the VPNs on the network. I asked the question, because it was the second time this person did this. I asked the question, why wouldn't he ask and this guy's a security professional, okay? Quote unquote security, quote unquote security professional. So he thought that this account, I don't know why this account is active. I see that it's being used by multiple sources. You know what, this must be nefarious. I cut it off. He caused his whole business, another multi-million-dollar company, a day's worth of business because all of his branch offices were down. No change controls. But the person I was talking to didn't have a log to go and see that this person deactivated this account. This person didn't send out a request to say, hey, does anybody know why this account is here? No communication, no change controls, cause security loopholes. That's what it does. Okay? Documentation. Documentation is very, 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 very important. I worked for 3 service providers that went out, and part of our job, including IBM, is to go out to customer sites and do work. Okay? We can't do work if you don't know your passwords. That's just the long and short of it. I have a customer now that I have to go into, and I have to charge them to remap their network, to basically redocument their network. I don't want to change it, the network's working fine, but they don't know how anything works. All right? I was asked about the Arawak home incident. I have a good friend that works at Arawak home, and I called him up because I had no idea what was going on. I don't read papers as often as I should. And I asked her to please tell me, because she's a lawyer, my wife is a lawyer, she's a good friend of mine. And so she definitely didn't want any information that shouldn't go out to go out. I said, please tell me only what was released in the newspapers. She told me that they said that they had to change their email, where the email was being sent, because their email was compromised by an employee who may or may have not been fired, who was in IT. Okay? That's all she said. Now here's what can be inferred, and this galls me. Okay? Your integrity is all you have. I'm letting you know, your integrity is all you have. I have an IBM badge that allows me to move into most large NOCs in areas. You know, it's I could go to most any bank and flash this and say, I've come to have a look inside your network operating center. And they asked me to log in, and then I walk in. This is a privilege, not a right, a privilege. I've been asked before when I worked at other companies, Javon, you're the only one that know the password. You're the only one that knows how this work, that work. Somebody's upsetting you, getting ready to leave. You need to throw one virus in their network and mess things up. I was like, no. Why would I do that? Whoever's gonna hire me is gonna call somebody at that company. I mean, I walked in